Okay, today we're going to teach you how to cook frozen chicken breasts in the pressure cooker.
So I'm Jen,
And I'm Barbara.
and this is Pressure Cooking Today. So we've got our frozen chicken breasts here. You'll notice that they are in individual pieces, not like frozen flat into one big ball and glump. If you have them frozen together, it's going to cook like one enormous piece of meat instead of 4 individual breasts. So that's something to keep in mind. When you're freezing them, you want to make sure that they are frozen flat and that you can pry them apart.
Yeah, so I picked these up at Costco, so they individually freeze them like that, so I like to do that.
Our grocer, when I'm not shopping at Costco, they tend to sell really, really large breasts that have a really thick portion and a really thin portion. And if I know that we're going to be freezing them down the road, we'll often like pound the thick part flat, because as uniform thickness as you can get is a really good thing. Otherwise, you're going to have the tail end, I don't know, the little skinny end cooked through before the big thicker part is.
Right. And if you wanted to not cut them up beforehand, if that's the situation you're in, you can always defrost them.
Yeah.
And we do that by?
So we just put them in the pressure cooking pot with a cup of water, and we pressure cook for just 1 minute, and then we use a quick pressure release. And it is definitely not going to be cooked all the way through. It will be just, kind of light on the outside and still kind of pinky on the inside. But you can get it out and then chop it up and then use it in your recipe like you would just normally.
Right, so if I'm making the honey sesame chicken,
Yeah.
I would defrost it that way, and then you dice it up to use in the recipe.
Yeah, that's one of our go-to tips I use all the time. So today what we're going to show you is how to actually take a chicken breast from frozen to all the way cooked and ready to use in like your salads or any recipe that calls for pre-cooked chicken. So you'll just take a cup of water. I will sometimes use chicken broth
If you want more flavor in the chicken, if you're not going to put it in a sauce, if you just want to eat it, then you can cook it in a little chicken broth to give it a little more flavor.
Yeah, but if I'm going to be doing something like turning it into like shredded barbecue chicken sandwiches, where it's going to be doused in barbecue sauce anyways, then I'll just use the water.
So let's just go ahead and put these in. You want to kind of stack them around the pot a little bit so that it doesn't cook like one big piece of chicken.
Kind of make sure that there's room for them to kind of have room for the steam to come up and around as much as possible. And that's it. Then you just put the lid on and you pressure cook for 7 minutes with a 5-minute natural release. So we'll come back when that's done. All right, so we have done our pressure release. I'm gonna drop the lid, shake off the extra water.
And we really love the ThermaPen instant read thermometer. It just works so quick and so easy. We'll put a link to order that online. But you just want to check and make sure in the thickest part of the chicken that you're at 165 degrees. So we'll just check that. And yeah, we're great.
That's awesome. So
we're going to go ahead and take those chicken breasts out. I'm just going to wash them off a little layer in the water so they don't look so gross.
That is one thing about cooking chicken this way, is that it will, because we didn't sear it or anything, you kind of get that, what is it, foam? I don't know.
There's a name for it.
There's a name
but
for it.
I never remember it. It's not blood. It's like juices that congeal.
Okay.
Okay, so there they are, all nicely cooked. Temperature is great.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this chicken to make like salads. I'm going to put it in the fridge and just use it on salads.
Barbecue chicken sandwiches. You cut these into slices or you cook it longer and shred it. Squish in a bunch of barbecue sauce, stir it together, dinner's made. It's my favorite go-to on nights I forget the chicken, as long as you have like hamburger buns or something on hand. But it also works well for like barbecue chicken salad. So if you're trying to eat a little healthier, you can give your kids or family members the barbecue sandwiches, and you can have a heaping spoonful on your salad.
Yeah, but if you wanted, you can do it any way. If you want to flavor this chicken, if you know how you want to serve it, if it's going to be Mexican or Italian or something, you can flavor these chicken breasts before you cook them.
Yep.
We just did them plain today. Probably go ahead and plate them up with just some salt and pepper and
Yep.
maybe slice one up. You can see how tender and juicy it is. Okay, so there is our basic chicken breast. If you wanted, you could add some color to them by just doing a quick pan sear or even using the saute function in the pressure cooker.
Yeah, I really like to chop them up and cover them in some sort of sauce. So like oftentimes when I forget to thaw the chicken, it's barbecue chicken sandwiches or a chicken Alfredo where we just cut it into like long strips and then stir in a jar of tomato Alfredo sauce.
A lot of our readers like to cook for the week and then have cooked chicken in the freezer for lunches.
We have a series of recipes on our site where we cook a chicken for 3 meals and then we divide it up into 3 different recipes, so you could absolutely use this chicken for that as well.
So we hope you'll give it a try.
Yep, let us know in the comments if you have any questions and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks so much.